Hey everyone, happy holidays. Welcome to the first lesson in ON1's 8 Days of Editing. In this lesson, let's take a family photo and add some unique holiday style into it using ON1 Photo Raw. After we've styled the photo, let's use ON1's Cloud Sync feature to get the image onto our mobile devices quickly where we can share it into our favorite social media channels. Let's jump into it. I'll see you inside of Pho Ho Ho To Ra. So now we're in the editing room, and in Photo Raw, I've navigated to the practice file for this lesson. It's just this family photo here. It should be labeled family.cr2, and let's just navigate to that image inside of Photo Raw. And before we start editing this image, let's import a preset to save some time in the edit. I've actually made a nice textured preset. There's some snowy textures in there and some painted textures. It's a really nice creative texture, especially for images like this where we have a bit more contrast and there's some silhouetting going on. It'll just really liven up the scene. So let's import this preset. All we have to do is open up our computer's navigator or finder, and this preset lives right next to that practice file in the downloads for this lesson. It's that W18, and let's right click that and choose open with, and let's open it with ON1 Photo Raw 2022. And I've just created a new category for mine. You could import yours into an already created category, but I've created this family holiday style category here in my presets tab. So let's just apply this preset. And let's just check this out in detail view so we can see what we're working with here. And I really love the textures in here and the snow, but I feel like we could add in just a bit more light to the scene, and I just want to fill out the textures on the edges a bit for the painted texture. So let's go into the edit module and let's just modify our preset a bit. So let's start in the develop tab. I'm just going to go down here to my shadows. I'm going to pull them up a little bit so that we can see just a few of those details in our subjects. And then I'm also going to pull up on my whites just a little bit. Now let's go into the effects tab. Let's find that winter textures texture 7 filter here. And let's go down into the transform section and let's just scale it out a little bit. Perfect. And that just eliminates that little harsh edge there from those corners. That's the great thing about these filters and presets inside of Photo Raw, and really any edit in Photo Raw, is that everything is re-editable. So if you need to make changes later on, no worries, you can do it easily. The last thing I want to do in the textures filter here is I just want to colorize it to add in a bit more cool color. So let's choose colorize, and let's go down to this hue fill, and let's go to a nice cool temperature there. And then let's just pull back on the amount to about 35. And I think that looks really great just like that. Now let's add one last filter just to add our own sort of cherry on top. And let's add a nice simplistic border with the borders filter. In the borders filter, I'm just going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to pull up on this fit image slider to make sure that the image is the same scale as it was without that border on it. And I really love that border added. It's just giving a nice frame to the scene, placing these subjects in a classy yet creative environment to hang out and play around with their dog. So now let's export this edit, and then I'll show you a quick way to get it onto your phone using ON1's Cloud Sync feature. I'm just going to head down here to this export button at the bottom right. And inside this export dialog, let's name our image that we want to export. I've renamed it Holiday Fun. Then let's go down to our destination and let's choose a folder that we want to export it into. I'll just choose the same folder as the original. Then I'm going to go down here to my file type. I'll make sure it's JPEG, and then I'll make sure this resize option is disabled. I want it the full size. Then I'll just export the image. And now back in Browse, in that same folder with the practice file, I have my Holiday Fun JPEG with the edit. So let's just reset our family CR2 file. And we can see the before and the after. Now let's sync this image up to our mobile devices using ON1's Cloud Sync feature. I'm going to select this Holiday Fun JPEG. I'll head over to my albums. I'll add an album. I'll just name it Holiday Fun. Then I'll enable Add Selected Items so that I add this selected Holiday Fun JPEG into that new album I'm creating. And then I'll select Publish to Cloud Sync. Then I'll just choose OK. And in this Holiday Fun album here, that you can see is synced up to the cloud, I have my Holiday Fun JPEG. So now on my iPhone, in ON1 Photo RAW for mobile, I can go into this album section here, and I can see my shared, synced up Holiday Fun album with that edit that we just created. So let's select this here. So if I want to save this to my phone or share it, I can use this icon here. I can save it to my camera roll, or I can choose Share To. Now I can send it as a text, or I can save it as an attachment, or send it into different social media channels. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson.